I'm Thomas Izod. I'm the valuation manager, responsible for conducting sales and lettings valuations across the board for both offices. An average day for me looks like starting off with a morning meeting with the rest of the team, working out what we're going to do for the rest of the day. It's quite manic at the moment, so we're just trying to create as much business as possible and streamline everything as easy as possible. Kallars are an independent company with 2 offices based in Deptford and Brockley, roughly about 2 miles apart from each other, so our actual area is quite small. We are market leaders in both areas. Between 10 and 11 of us full-time now, just doing our best, giving a personal service. I think a lot of the industry is changing because there wasn't any real sort of enforcement on letting agents, where now people are sort of looking at the industry and looking at where they can sort of start policing things, especially with the tenant fee ban coming in. Some agents are charging ludicrous amounts of money for a tenant before they can move in, but there's also sort of the nil deposit that's coming into play now, which I think will have a big effect over the next couple of years. In 2 to 5 years, I think it's going to be a very tough market for a lot of agents if you don't get your systems in place. Now's the time to start preparing for the changes that are coming in order to maximise your returns, because the main thing moving forward now is you need as much business as possible to counteract the losses that are going to be coming into place. And only by putting your systems in place now are you going to be able to combat that, hence why we're using Goodlord. Expectations of the tenants has changed a lot over the years. A lot more people know the situation and the process of what they're going through, which makes it a little bit easier for us because they'll already understand the process that they're going to be going through. So you haven't got to sit there and explain everything to everybody, but they are also very clued on about the situation, so it helps us documentation, etc. They're already prepared for what they're about to go through, which helps us in every day. We're constantly adapting to new rules, regulations, but also we're breaking every system down to see where we can improve. So for instance, we spent a long time obviously researching Goodlord, checking out your reviews, making sure, obviously doing a webinar, getting people to come in to explain how it goes through, speaking to most agents that I called up to find out how their services were, second to none. And it's probably the best decision we've made in the last 2 to 3 years. Well, we're constantly adapting our business to fit the generation rent, that there is so many more people looking to rent, which obviously is a plus side for a lot of landlords, but it is a negative for the renters, because sometimes you can go to an open day and there's 10 to 15 people turn up. So we see the prices going up, but then it also comes down to obviously the landlords can be quite picky on the tenants that they're choosing. It makes it difficult for a lot of renters because there is so many people looking at the moment, especially with a lot more people hesitant to buy at the moment, which means a lot more people are looking to rent, which makes our day extremely busy, constantly. Yeah, it really helps us to have more people in the market looking for properties, especially when it comes to our landlords, because for a landlord to have a choice of 3 people rather than waiting for one offer, we can present it to them. It makes you look better, and it also gets you that higher rent, which not obviously everybody wants to hear, but it's the way the market's going. The millennials have changed the market, I feel, anyway. They're a lot more tech savvy, so they want a lot more done through an app or signing in, instead of having to sit on the phone to an agent where they've got to then pick up the file, read through the notes and explain the situation, then contact Goodlord or any of the other companies that we're using, and they'll get a response straight away. Or they can just send a message, a text message or WhatsApp, and you get a response straight away. Everything's going that way, where you can pick up your phone instead of having to call anyone. You just send a small message and get a response back immediately. That's why I would always recommend going with an independent agent also, or an agent that does have a shop that you can go into at any time and pop in to see them. You're not just restricted to just go through the app or go through the message route, where you can also come in, sit down with us, we'll take you aside, we'll sit down, explain the process, or go through any questions you've got. We'll also give that personal service where we will put our arm around you and explain this. We never want anyone to feel that they're just restricted to one service. You can always pop in and come and see us, pick up the phone. We're not just restricted to one route of going through the process. Technology is the only way forward for any agent, because a lot of agents are still back in the old days, but you're not maximising your returns if you're still doing the same things you was doing 10 years ago. The majority of things are done online now. So I think agents need to go the same way. Everything will go that way. Everything will go online. Everyone's expecting digital now. Everyone's expecting it to be made a lot easier, where they can go onto an app, take a photo of their ID, their bills, send it over. It's just making it so much easier for everybody, but they're expecting it already. When I first found out about Goodlord, I'd done a lot of research to see if there was anyone else, any competitors. I couldn't find any competitors that were just the same as Goodlord. A lot of people tend to say that they do the same as Goodlord, but no one stacked up to be as good.